Assalamu alaikum. Okay. I'd like to welcome you to Mr. Quick's online video lesson.
A whole lot of time. We're just gonna get started because we got a lot to cover. This is where we were yesterday. Actually, the slide before this one, but we're gonna start here. Why are they going to sit down? Okay. All right. Okay, wait a minute. I don't understand. Why are you sitting here today? Where are you supposed to be? Well, how was that? There was never a desk there. Yeah. No, there wasn't a desk there. There wasn't. Well, how did you get there? I'm trying to understand. I'm confused. You always sit there. Since when? Mustafa, you was sitting there. Were you been absent or something? You been gone? Weren't you sitting here? Ahmed was sitting there. Yeah, because someone sits there, that's someone's seat. Yeah. Well, where you going now? Wait, hold up, slow down. That's somebody's seat. It's nobody's seat? Okay, that's your seat. You know, my mind gets confused when I start seeing people in different places. I can't, you know. That's how I keep track of attendance, because I know where you're sitting. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Let's let us. Whoa.
I can't say from right here.
You can't? Really? Okay, here we go. We know what we're looking for, I hope. Do we need to talk about it again? Autobiographical narrative? No, we could just begin? Good, here we go. He told me, Malcolm, you ought to be thinking about a career. Have you been giving it thought? Well, yes, sir. I've been thinking I'd like to be a lawyer. Mr. Ostrowski looked surprised. I remember, and leaned back in his chair and clasped his hands behind his head. He kind of half smiled and said, Malcolm, one of life's first needs is for us to be realistic. Don't misunderstand me now. We all here like you. You know that. But you've got to be realistic about being a nigger. A lawyer, that's no realistic goal for a nigger. You need to think about something you can be. You're good with your hands, making things. Everybody admires your carpentry work. Why don't you plan on carpentry? People like you as a person. You'll get all kinds of work. It was then that I began to change inside. Where a nigga had slipped off my back before, whenever I heard it now, I stopped and looked at whoever said it. And they looked surprised that I did. Very interesting. Okay. Who is Ostrowski? That's I'm gonna call on the people. In the back. Is that the foster father? Who is it? Okay, we have a lot of time. Who is it? Just take a guess. When in doubt, guess. Okay. Muhammad. Who is Mr. Ostrowski? Ostrowski. Who is? Did you read? I mean, you can speak Arabic all day, but the fact of the matter is, in order to get past this class, you're going to have to know some English. So we could play that game all day. But back to the English question. Did you read? Why? Hold that thought. Answer that question this time next year. Send me an email. Okay. Now, that's his teacher. Remember? You remember? It's like his favorite teacher, actually. He really looked up to this teacher. And the significance of that, why is that significant? That this was a person that he looked up to. His like favorite teacher, person. He admired this person. Why does that have any, as you read the story, why did that have any bearing on what the teacher said? No, that's okay. You can relax now. Why does that have an effect on him? This person. Why does this person have an effect on Malcolm X? Okay. And? Yes. Yes. Right. He felt before that he was the right. Okay. Now I want you to continue answering that question. I want you to tell me, why does this particular person have an effect on him? I just told you the answer. Okay, his favorite teacher, but what does that mean, though? I need some brain power here. I know it's early in the morning. Give me what I want. Yes. Okay.
So maybe because he was a history teacher, he felt that maybe he knows stuff about the past.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah. But I'm actually looking for I'm looking for a more philosophical answer here. And this is, I guess, human relations. Whereas maybe some passerby on the street would say to you would not affect you as much as your best friend saying it. I mean, explain it to me from that perspective. Yes, sir. What? Who, the teacher? I don't think so. Speak, come on. Yeah, expound on that. Say it again. Expound on that answer. Right. Usually the person that you look up to the most, when they put you down, you fall the farthest down. You fall all the way down. Not just somebody on the passerby say, I don't like that coat or those shoes. And you're like, so what? And you keep walking. But if it's somebody that you look up to as being like fashion conscious, and they say, I don't like them shoes, you're like, you know what I'm saying? You're looking at your shoes like, oh man, I want to take those off right now. So yes, that's the answer I was looking for. That's the answer I was looking for. This is why he has such an effect on Malcolm here. Now we dealt with that. Now I want to know an answer to one of the questions that were on your sheets. And let me ask you exactly the way it was said. I forgot exactly how I worded the question. And here's the question. How did he end up feeling about the use of the word nigger? How did he end? Well, okay, yes, after. Okay, in order to answer the question, you have to tell us before and after. So, okay, wait. I don't want you to answer it. Someone else has to answer that question. Yes, ma'am.
Before, he never really thought about it, and everyone would just say it, and he didn't think anything of it. But after this, he didn't like it. He didn't like it when people used it.
Okay, it took on a different meaning.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. Well, okay. You need to be taking notes. I'm about to say something really important that has a lot to do with the book. Whereas in this word did not affect his self-image before. After this person he looked up to made this comment and used that word in making the comment, now this word represents something that affects his self-image now. Now he belongs to a group, and he knows it now. He belongs to a group. And for the first time he realized that this word is actually something negative. Something negative. This is a pivotal point in his life. The world does not look as rosy as it did after this point. Yes. So this tremendously affects his self-image. And this is a very important point for you to remember as you read the book from this point. Okay, now, the meat of what we're doing here. Someone show me an example of autobiographical narrative. Yeah, take your time, because we have 30 minutes. Autobiographical narrative. Of course, you went over that autobiographical narrative and definition and all that at home, so now you're ready. Anyone want to? Okay, not anyone. In the back, sir. For 10 points. I mean, that's the reality of it. When I call on you, you can't answer the question. I'm gonna deduct 10 points from your grade. So let's just call it what it is. For 10 points, give me an example of autobiographical narrative. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the man in the back. You already lost 10 points, so it don't make a difference. Explain. Oh, okay. Which aspect of autobiographical narrative is this? Because remember, it's two things combined here. The author is combining two things when they come with an autobiographical narrative. So when you come with the example, you need to tell me what part is what and what part is what. I'm not really explaining it because I already did. And I know you studied when you went home. And I know you looked at autobiographical narrative, the focus sheet. So you know what I'm talking about, right? That's called studying. Right? Yes? Okay. All right. No problem. Okay. Go ahead. Myrna. No? You don't want to say anything? Nothing? 10 points. Okay. Yes, Miss Asma. Want to give it a shot? Okay, Miss Laura.
I think it was then that I began to change inside to the end.
Okay, all right. Now, you pinpointed, but I want you to tell us what part is what part. You remember? It's broken into two parts.
That part's the explanation.
This what?
The
Okay.
bottom part. It was then that I began to change inside to the end. That's the explanation.
Okay, and
And I think
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The first part is political, the second part is personal.
No. You came the closest. Listen carefully. I need you to go to your notes where we went over autobiographical narratives. Who printed the focus sheet out? Raise your hand if you printed the focus sheet out. Okay, it's going to be a really long quarter. It's only one sheet for the whole quarter. I know ink is expensive, but one sheet would probably be, in this case, a good investment. If you could, please print that sheet out. Now we got to do it the hard way. I need to see that sheet in everybody's hand tomorrow. Why we got to do it like that? Oh boy. Okay. Everyone has to have that sheet tomorrow. All right? Yes? The first part is the biography. The autobiography. This is him talking about an event, an actual event that happened to him. The second part, as Miss Laura told us, is his explanation of what that event meant to him. Yes, what it meant to him. And what did it mean to him? Oh, we already said it. But what did it mean to him?
It changed the way he saw himself.
Yes, it affected his self. I like the way he answered. That's it. That's absolutely correct. But yeah, okay, yes. So that's there it is. I think that this is going to begin something. So let's. I think this is going to be the beginning of something. Homeboy, I like this part. Welcome. Homeboy. All right. Here are the questions for homeboy. I don't think I have all of them. I didn't have all of these on the sheet. Ow. On the sheet. I didn't have all of these on the sheet. Okay. So, okay, you're not going to write all the questions. I'm going to tell you which one is not on the sheet, okay? What is a homeboy is, what new friends did he make is, and what is a conk and how did it affect his self-image? Okay, so we don't have who is Ella and what city did he go to. Those are the two questions that were not on the sheet. And all of these questions you have to know now. Not tomorrow, now, today. You need to know these questions because we're about to go over this. So, let us move on. Yes. Not a whole lot of time to waste here. This is from page 29. Ella. These are old American names. People don't use anymore. Ella, Estelle, these types of names. They don't use these names anymore. Ella had fixed up a nice little upstairs room for me, and she was truly a Georgia Negro woman. When she got into the kitchen with her pots and pans, she was the kind of cook who would heap up your plate with such as ham, green, black-eyed peas, fried fish, cabbage, sweet potatoes, grits, and gravy, and cornbread. And the more you put away, the better she felt. I worked out at Ella's kitchen table like there was no tomorrow. Woo! Yes, okay. Well, this ain't about food. This is about Ella. Actually, who is Ella? That's the cook. That's the soul food restaurant he went to. Yes. Okay, his big sister. You want to add something? Half sister. Okay. Yes. Ella. Very important. We don't want to forget about Miss Ella. Yes. Miss Ella. Okay. She's strong. She's a strong woman. Okay, here we go. Any autobiographical narratives here? Come on, speak with conviction. Any autobiographical narratives here? No. Okay. So, all right, here we go. Page 30. What city did he go to? We went to New York and the Bronx, right? Yes. He went to Boston. I'm going to take just a moment of our time to explain to you that if you don't have a notebook taking notes tomorrow, it just might be your last day in our class. Okay. I just wanted to make that clear, because we're not going to do that. We came here, your parents paid for you to do certain things in class, and they would not be appreciative for you to waste that money by not doing that. Yes, you agree? I know I would agree if I was your father. Really? I don't think you want me to call him. No, I don't think so. Okay, page 30 here. I roamed everywhere. Did someone answer the question? Boston? Okay. I roamed everywhere in one direction. I walked as far as Boston University. Another day I took my first subway ride. When most of the people got off, I followed. It was Cambridge. And I circled around in the Harvard University campus. Very interesting. Somewhere I had already heard of Harvard, though I didn't know much more about it. Nobody that day could have told me I would give an address before the Harvard Law School forum some 20 years later. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yes. Example. Yes. Example of autobiographical narrative. All of it. That's you got to be more specific than that. Is there an example here? Is there an example here? Speak with conviction. Is there an example here? You don't think so? Okay. Okay. But what was the significance here, though? What does this mean? What significance does this mean? Does this have for us as a reader? Yes.
It shows how far you went in life.
Okay. Yes. Had you read the book and went back. But as a reader, this is giving us what? No, it's hinting at something that's
It's going to do something great if he's going to speak.
There you go. That's what it's showing us. It's showing us that as a reader, and unless everyone, it was unnecessary for me to show that. Everybody finished the book. I mean, that's a good thing. No? Okay, then, all right. Then that means that in future readings, you may see some changes. Okay, well, I got excited. Okay, page 32. Page 32. All right, here we go. He asked what kind of work I had done. I told him that I washed restaurant dishes in Mason, Michigan. He nearly dropped the powder can. My homeboy, man, give me some skin. I'm from Langston. You don't get excited when you see somebody from you. Okay, man, this is a swinging town if you dig it. Shorty said, yo, my homeboy, I'm going to school you to the happenings. I stood there and grinned like a fool. You got to go anywhere now. Well, stick around until I get off. One thing I liked immediately about Shorty was his frankness. Very interesting. Where can we start at? Oh, what's a homeboy? What's a homeboy? What's a homeboy? Well, excuse me, sir. What's a homeboy? Just guess. It's a guess. I thought y'all were hip. What happened? Yes, sir. What's a homeboy? No, the answer. That's good. I stopped you in time. Go ahead. Okay. All right. That's good. You got it. Wipe the sweat off. Do like this. Okay. All right. Yes, that's true. Somebody who lives in your same, literally town, or a town that, say you see somebody, I don't know. I make this easy. Say you went to America and you walking down the street and you saw somebody who lived, and say you lived in National City and they lived in National City on your street. Y'all would be in the middle of wherever you're at in New York, congratulating, hugging each other. You know, people are like, look at him. You know, because you can't believe you actually saw somebody from there. This is the feeling that they had when they saw each other, his homeboy. And at any rate, what's a shorty? What's a shorty? Somebody who's short? Wait a minute. I need this question answered. Is that somebody who's short? Somebody who's not really tall? Yes, sir. Is that what you call people who are short? You say shorty? Well, what's that? You don't know what a shorty is? Okay, very interesting. All right, what kind of shoes are shorty shoes? Was that the name of the restaurant? No. You were supposed to do that last night. No, that's okay. Yes, in the back. Yes, this is the name of a person. His name was Shorty. Yes. Okay, very interesting. Okay, enough of that. Do we have an example of autobiographical narrative here? Okay, a slight one, but not enough to be effective for us right now. You're right. So we say no. We're looking for some juicy ones, right? Okay. All right, here we go. Page 37. Now the party time starts anyway. The first liquor I drank, my first cigarettes, even my first reefers. I can't specifically remember, but I know they were all mixed together with my first shooting craps, playing cards, and betting my $1 a day on the numbers. As I started hanging out at night with Shorty and his friends, Shorty jokes about how country I had made all us. It made all us laugh. I was still country. I know. I know now. Oh, very interesting. What does he mean by country? What does that mean? He was from another country? Not a person? Okay, you were about to say, go ahead. Okay, all right. Their country. Anyone else? What does country mean? I give you an example. I guess this is an example. Okay, go ahead. Okay. I want to give you an example. Maybe this will help. It'd be like a cousin. You're a cousin of yours, right? From a little village somewhere in the middle of nowhere in Egypt, and they came to stay with you because they want to move to Cairo. You know, and maybe how they dress are different, how they act are different, and you and your friends, you know, yeah, because you're trying to hip them to what's, you know, how to be cool, and so you have to teach them. So that's what happened with Malcolm, because he came from a little country place to the big city now, and that was really fun for them. I know now, but it all felt so great because I was accepted. All of us would be in somebody's place, usually one of the girls, and we'd be turning on the reefers, making everybody's head light, all the whiskey glowing our middles. Boy, everybody understood that my head had to stay linky a while, longer, to grow long enough for Shorty to conk it for me. One of these nights, I remarked that I had saved about half enough to get a zoot. What does that mean? Why are they standing outside my door? Hey, woman. Okay. Excuse-moi. Okay. What kind of animal is a conk? Is like relation to a skunk? In the back. What kind of animal? Just describe it. You don't have to tell me what kind. Just describe. How does it look? Big head, long tail, little tail, short feet, long feet. What kind of animal is a conk? You don't know. Did you read? No? Very interesting. Mustafa, what kind of animal is a conk? A short animal, right, with a long tail? No? Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, a famous hairstyle where men put, wait, let me describe it. It's very important. Where men put chemicals in their hair to make it straight. This is what it was. This is what it was. And very important here. I think this is beginning a continuation of what happened at the end of the last chapter. Yes? Yes? For those who are paying attention. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Here we go. This is on page 38. Yes. This is a very significant event. Let us pay attention as we go over it. Shorty soon decided that my hair was finally long enough to be conked. I took a little list of ingredients he had printed out for me and went to the grocery store where I got a can of red devil pie, 2 eggs, and 2 medium-sized white potatoes. I wonder what they're going to make. Then at a drugstore near the pool room, I asked for a large jar of Vaseline. You can't eat that. The man at the store said, going to lay that first conk. The drugstore man asked me. I proudly told him, right. Fill the jar, Shorty said. I cupped my hands against the outside and snatched it away. Damn, right, it's hot. That's the lie, he said. So you know it's going to burn when I comb it in. It burns. Woo. Bad. But the longer you can stand it, the straighter the hair. He made me sit down and he tied the string of the new rubber apron tightly around my neck. The congoline just felt warm when Shorty started combing it in. But then my head caught fire. I gritted my teeth and tried to pull the sides of the kitchen table together. The comb felt as if it was raking my skin off. My eyes watered, my nose was running. I couldn't stand it any longer. I bolted to the wash bin. I was cursing Shorty with every name I could think of when he got the spray going and started soap and lathering my head. Okay, wait a minute, let me ask. Did the fire start because he was smoking? What's going on here? Because Shorty was smoking? Well, who was smoking? Well, how did the fire start? He put a match? Well, what is it? Explain. What's going on? We put the chemicals in his hair. That's true? That's true? We can agree to that? Okay. So we know nobody's on fire. Okay. All right. So we know that. Got past the hard part. Now to the easy part. What is Shorty doing to Malcolm X? Okay. Yes. Straightening his hair. Okay. Now, straightening his hair. I wonder why. Oh, don't answer that question. We don't know why yet. Okay. Okay, let us continue. This is on page 38 also. Here we go. The first time's always worse. You'll get used to it better before long. You took it real good, homeboy. You got a good conk. When Shorty let me stand up and see it in the mirror, my hair hung down in limp, damp strings. My scalp still flamed, but not as badly. My first view in the mirror bolted out the hurting. The mirror reflected Shorty behind me we both were grinning and sweating. And on the top of my head was this thick, smooth sheen of shining red hair. Real red. As straight as any white man's. Okay, I finished. How ridiculous I was. Stupid enough to stand there, simply lost in admiration of my hair, now looking white. Reflected in the mirror in Shorty's room, I vowed that I'd never again be without a conk. And I never was for many years. This was my first really big step towards self-degradation. When I endured all of that pain, literally burning my flesh to have it look like a white man's hair, I had joined that multitude of Negro men and women in America who are brainwashed into believing that the black people are inferior and the white people are superior. That they will even violate and mutilate their God-created bodies to try to look pretty by white standards. Well, I'm going to just get down to the good stuff. Because if I call on you and you can't see this, I'm taking 20 points off your grade. So you better listen to the question. Could you please show me an example of autobiographical narrative? Yeah, boy. Amor. Okay. All right, I want you to break it down for us. I want you to tell us the two parts of the autobiographical narrative and where they are. Because yes, you all right. Okay. Up here? Oh, down here? Okay. And the other part, which is the autobiography, the biographical part.
This was my first really big step towards self-degradation.
Okay, wait a minute. Does anyone want to add to that? Yes, you want to break it down? Okay. You're close. You're really close. Yes.
The explanation is from, this was my first really step to the end.
Okay.
And I think the situation is on the page before that. Where
Okay. And it ends on this, right, at the top. Okay. So, the page before it and this top and this part is the event. That is the event that actually happened. Okay? That's the biographical part. The narrative part is down here, where he explains the event, what it meant to him, and what it could possibly mean to the reader also. Because he makes, in this one, he makes it general. In general. And I think in some ways we can all, relate to this in one way or another. Yes. Here again is an excellent example of I like to say, the downward spiral of his self-image. I think it takes actually a steep downward turn here. Yes. You don't want to write that down. You don't want to write that down. And he says it himself. He says it. This was my first really big step towards self-degradation. I mean, this is like really, this is really, really deep self-image issues here. Really deep. It's really deep. I like to compare it to someone with brown hair who decides one day, you know what? Nobody really likes me like this. I'm gonna bleach it and make it blonde. And you see them the next day and they like this, and people like you, but they talking about you. See ya? Yes. What are you writing anyway? Okay. Okay. All right. Can we see the light? It's a joke. You can't see the light. Oh boy. Did you see Poltergeist? You didn't see Poltergeist, did you? Poltergeist? This is a horror movie from the 80s. Poltergeist. I'm going to ignore that. No, it wasn't black and white. No, Poltergeist. Poltergeist.
What's the monster?
No, it was about a whole neighborhood that was built on. No, it was a house that was built on top of like a cemetery. You remember that? You remember it? See? Yes. And the little girl, she got sucked into the TV or something. No, not. You don't literally see her. Okay, let's move along. But you're Poltergeist. And at the end, the lady who's supposed to, do like the bringing her back, telling her, don't go into the light. Don't go. You remember the little short lady? You remember that? You remember that movie? It's a classic, man. It's like classic. I'm not. You know what? I'm really not that old. Page 40. Page 40. Here we go. I don't know what, this is a continuation. I don't know which kind of self-defacing conk is the greatest shame. The one you'll see on the heads of the black so-called middle class and upper class who ought to know better. Why ought they know? Why does he say that they ought to know better? Why? Why should they? Yeah, why should they know better than to do something like that? Yes, there it is. Bingo. Because they should be a little more educated to know that, it's kind of silly. Yes, all the one you'll see on the heads of the poorest, most downtrodden, ignorant black men. I mean, the legal minimum wage, ghetto dwelling kind of Negro, as I was when I got my first one, is generally among these poor fools that you'll see a black handkerchief, you know what I'm talking about, handkerchief? Okay. Okay. Over the man's head, like Ancient Mammy. Oh, wasn't that one of the people you had to? Yes. Who is Ancient Mammy? Ancient Mammy. Is that an actual person? Is it an actual person? Is it a brand? Yes. Actually, it's a person in the sense that they use this image to project a negative stereotypical image of an African American woman, big and fat and had a thing on her head, stuff like that. They used to do that. Yes. Yes. Okay. He's trying to make his conk last longer between trips, to the barbershop. Only for special occasions does the handkerchief come off. Yes, yes, and so forth, so on. Question. Okay. Question. Answer. Read. That's the answer to the question. Oh boy.
Tell you what, the person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
the best I ever...
I read once, passingly, about a man named Shakespeare. I only read about him passingly, but I remember one thing he wrote that kind of moved me. He put it in the mouth of Hamlet, I think it was, who said, "To be or not to be." He was in doubt about something. Whether it was nobler in the mind of man to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, moderation, or to take up arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing, end them. And I go for that. If you take up arms, you'll end it. But if you sit around and wait for the one who's in power to make up his mind that he should end it, you'll be waiting a long time. And in my opinion, the young generation of whites, blacks, browns, whatever else there is, you're living at a time of extremism, a time of revolution, a time when there's got to be a change. People in power have misused it, and now there has to be a change, and a better world has to be built, and the only way it's going to be built is with extreme methods. And I, for one, will join in with anyone, don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Thank you.